This is episode number 941 of the Inner Fight podcast. This week in 5 Minute Mondays, I bring you 6 food items you should always have in the house. Now, of course, this is very negotiable, and some of you might say, oh, I don't have that, or I have this, and it's a lot better. I get that. I'm just trying to put out some content that hopefully helps some people and also helps you from not having something in the house and therefore going to, I should have an overlay of like really devilish music or evil music, the apps, the delivery apps. Anyway, you get exactly what I'm saying. So what do I think that 6 of the best items you could have in your house are? And this is not just actually based on my own opinion. This is based on the last 20 years of coaching people and some of the things that I have worked with people on that have worked. That's quite a tongue twister. I'll move on. The first thing that you should definitely have in your house at all times is eggs. Eggs is the most incredible meal and tool for life. Whether, like, when you were young, you used to chuck them at people going by. No one did that. You cook with them scrambled eggs. You cook with them fried eggs. You cook with them breakfast. You make them for dinner or you make them for lunch, hard-boiled eggs that can go in a lunchbox. That's probably all the ways. Poached eggs, did we talk about that? Load of different ways. Shakshuka, Rob Foster will be happy. A load of different ways you can make eggs. You can make them interesting in so many different ways, and it's always a different meal. They work good for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Didn't your mum used to give them to you when you were not feeling very well? At school, they used to give it to us when we were not feeling very well. You should have scrambled eggs on toast and go to bed. Mum used to do that as well. Make sure you always have eggs in the fridge. If you live in a warm climate anyway, they could do with being kept in the fridge. Point number 2, item number 2 that I think you should have in the house, and I argued a little bit with Holly on this. She said you don't really need it, but I think you do need it, is a tin of tuna. Tuna, same thing. I've eaten it in some of the most remote places on earth, and some days I just fancy it at home, and it always works. It takes a long time to go out of date. Your eggs will go out of date, by the way. And yes, I do know some people who don't even know how to fry an egg, but that's a whole other show as well. Tuna has a long shelf life, and I just like the stuff. I like it. I've eaten it in remote places, and I've eaten it in really comfortable places. Make sure you have it in your cupboards. Item number 3, and this you might not think is essential, but I think it's pretty important, is some decent tea or coffee available in your house at all times. Because you know what? Water's great. I love it. But sometimes a good cup of tea or a good cup of coffee, depending on the time of the day, obviously, is going to change the mood, and it's going to make you feel, it probably won't make you look much better. It might not make you perform a whole lot better, but it's definitely going to make you feel a lot better. Item number 4 that I think you should have in the house at all times is some form of nuts. You keep these in the cupboard, they last a long time. They could be almonds, they could be cashew nuts, they could be any type. They could be a mixed bag of nuts. They could have little currant sultanas, whatever in them. Super useful. They'll fill a hole, they'll make you full, they'll make you satiated. If you listen to show 36, 10 tips on eating for high performance, we want to get that satiation. So if it's a snack, if it's not a decent snack, you're going to be hungry again real fast. But if you have some form of mixed nuts in the house, unsalted, not abused to within an inch of their life, that is going to be something really, really decent for you. Keeping with nuts, another thing that you could have in your house, you could make, this was obviously Holly's idea as well, so she gets all the praise for it. You could make yourself, and she often does this, she'll make a loaf of Smith Street paleo bread, and she'll cut it up and put it in the freezer. So it's kind of always there. That bread is nut and seed bread. It's paleo bread. It's not gonna kill you, it's gonna make you stronger. And to always have that on hand, you can actually just take it out of the freezer. You can make it hot somehow, all different ways how, and you can put your scrambled eggs, fried eggs, poached eggs, boiled eggs, all of that on top of it. Not with the tuna though. I've never really had eggs with tuna. I don't know if it really goes very well. And the final thing that I think you should have at all times is something like, there was 2 or 3 things here. Definitely dates, they're super useful. Use them a lot for fueling endurance as well. But if you fancy something sweet, a date normally, like they taste awesome. I don't think we eat enough of them, to be honest. So dates and nuts go hand in hand. And then I sort of had a little bit of a cheat as well, but a paleo granola with some nut milk makes a really good snack, morning, noon, or night. Nut milk generally has quite a long shelf life as well. And a paleo granola sits there. But it's got nuts and dates and all that in, so I've kind of cheated to get it up to 6, but you get my point. If you're struggling, get those things in your kitchen or in your cupboards, in your house, and you'll find that you are not going to the apps and they're actually satiating you. Yes, sometimes you feel maybe I want some chocolate or something a little bit sweeter. Those things will do the trick, so long as you train yourself in the right way. And if you don't know how to cook eggs, give me a shout, winning@innerfight.com, and I'll send you a link how to do it, or you could just use YouTube. Thanks a lot for listening. Hope you have a fantastic Monday. And if it's not Monday, enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and thank you for listening to the show.